All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. Time to talk a little Jordan Addison. What's going to happen? Is it going to get ugly? Is there going to be a suspension? So many things to think about.
We're going to hop into this most unfortunate of situations. Before we do, hit the subscribe button. If you're not one of our 11,800 something subscribers, become the next one on our way to 12K before the start of the 2024 season.
That was tough. All right, let's go
Make it
hit
run.
that sub button. So the Viking fan page on Twitter comes out and says, according to Doogie Wolfson, who is definitely in the know, the Vikings, people within the Vikings are incredibly pissed off at the recent actions of Jordan Addison, and also said how a likely suspension is coming.
Yeah, I mean, number one, they should be pissed off, assuming this is substance related. We know there's no blood alcohol reported. Everybody's assuming he was maybe on some kind of, either gummy or weed, whatever. So that was probably what happened.
Right now.
That's all it is assumption. We don't know the facts yet, but they should be. You just had a teammate die a couple weeks ago by a drunk driver. You're going to go be impaired and drive your vehicle. You're sleeping in a fucking turning lane on the highway. Was that where he was? Was he like on an off ramp or some shit?
Detail wise, let it all come out. The fact is, he was picked up for something in his car in the road, supposedly. So the decision making alone, the Vikings should be pissed off. They should be irate. Absolutely. It's even when all the details come out, I can't see how this ends in a feel good story.
Well, and that's not I mean, they're all grieving. They're all still processing what happened to Kyrie Jackson. So they're angry. I mean, that's part of the whole process. And Jordan Addison do it this quickly after that happened. It magnifies this. It makes it like 1,000 million times more than just be like, this was the one off-season thing that we had. So they're gonna probably come down extra hard at him just because of the circumstances of this whole situation.
Well, and we're going to talk about how it's going to affect the team, but I see a lot of stuff out on Twitter, people saying, oh, he's 22. We all did stupid shit when we were 22. That's true. We all did do stupid shit when we were 22, but not all of us were millionaire first round draft pick wide receiver. Like you gotta have a better head on your shoulders. You got to know when to not do something this stupid. So you can't say we are all 22 at once because we're not all first round draft picks. I hate that excuse.
And we don't all have resources like he has. I mean, he can get it right. He's Jordan freaking Addison. Vikings might, they have some kind of channels there to get their players to where they need to be. Seems like these players choose not to use those, and that was the case with Jordan Addison. But let's talk about what this means for the team. Because to me, whether it's from the NFL or from the Vikings, you almost have to go out and sign another receiver at this point. A quality.
I'm glad you said that because look at this. Which one of these guys is really going to come in and be a number two? I mean, it's brutal. You could say, yeah, sign Hunter Renfrow. We all want Hunter Renfrow. We want Hunter Renfrow as our number three. Like, there's no guy out there that can come in and take Jordan Addison's spot.
Well, who's going to be your number two if you don't sign one of those guys? Brandon Powell's going to be number two. Then you're looking at number three, Naylor, Tristan Jackson. I mean, Trent Sherfield, don't forget about him. But you got to bring in somebody. And Hunter Renfrow is the obvious one. I mean, Michael Thomas, is he healthy? He could be number two for a few weeks. But I also wonder, like,
dumb shit too.
Beyond this, I did see someone bring out, I think it was Viking Age, they brought up, trading Brandon Ayuk. I mean, that's an option the Vikings could explore. But would the Niners want to take on Jordan Addison? And then the Vikings really want to cut ties with this kid because obviously there's a ton of talent here. You ride this out and see if the maturity comes, and what's the time frame on that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to ride it out with Jordan Addison. They're not moving on from Jordan Addison. Like, so aside from what they're going to do at receiver, I want the Vikings. Like, if a suspension comes, it will most likely come from within the organization, not the NFL, unless there's something that they just haven't said. And hopefully the Vikings do suspend him. As much as I want Jordan Addison out there, they got to do something with this guy. They got to suspend him. I hope they suspend him. But when they do, or if they do, Brandon Powell, Hunter Renfrow, yeah, there might be a little bit of. I just don't see the point of bringing in one of these guys and all of a sudden be like, oh, this is a huge upgrade. Like, I would rather just roll with it. Like, I want Hunter Renfrow as a number 3.
Well, if you roll with it, then I think you got to tweak your offense. You keep an extra tight end. You roll more 2 tight end sets. You run the ball a lot more. You're seeing a lot more passes come Aaron Jones' way. Is he almost become your default number 2 option in the passing game just because you don't have a number 2 wide receiver out there? That could be something they do tweak the offense to kind of work around Jordan Addison's absence. But we didn't even mention the fact that a year ago he had the whole, speeding incident, 180 miles an hour, wherever the hell it was, when his dog was sick or whatever happened there. So this isn't his first offense either. So
no,
Jordan
Addison
Addison,
needs to suspend his ass.
2 summers in a row getting into some trouble.
Brutal. The timing is the worst part. There's not an excuse either way, but the timing is just almost unforgivable. I can only imagine how pissed off this front office is. We will see. I'm sure we'll see very soon what's going to go down with this. But just horrible. You want all these guys out there. If JJ McCarthy's out there, I mean, this is just such a badass look. Horrible look for the Vikings and Jordan Addison, and we don't need this shit right now.
Absolutely do not. And yeah, it'll be curious to see how quick the Vikings act. Obviously, like we said, you have to collect all the facts, make sure they know what actually happened before they can make a decision on this. And I'm sure the NFL will be looking at that as well. But did he get in any trouble from the thing last? I don't feel like he did. Yeah.
No. And for a guy that, coming off a fantastic rookie season who wants to get a big ass contract when his time is up, shit like this is going to make it very easy to say no thank you.
Absolutely, 100%. So that's pretty much it for the Jordan Addison situation right now. The Vikings apparently very pissed off. Let us know in the comments, what do you guys think is going to happen? What do you want to happen? Who should they bring in? These are all questions that need to be asked. But in the meantime, remember this. There was a feral pig in Australia that drank 18 cans of beer, fought a cow, and then passed out under a tree.